In this video, we are going to talk about an try with resources versus finally block. Both of these seem to handle resource cleanup, right? What's the difference? When to use try with resources, when to use finally, and why it matters. That's exactly what we're going to clear up today. First up, let's talk about try with resources. Introduced in Java 7, this is a special try block designed for automatic resource management. It's meant for objects that need to be closed after usage, like file streams, database connections, or network sockets. Notice how we're declaring the resource, like buffered reader, right in the parentheses of the try block. Once the block finishes executing, whether successfully or not, the resource gets automatically closed, so no need to manually close it. Now, let's look at finally. A finally block is used to ensure that certain code runs, regardless of whether an exception occurs in the try block or not. Here's a quick look at how it's typically used. In this case, we manually close the resource inside the finally block. Even if an exception is thrown, the finally block ensures that the resource gets cleaned up. So both finally and try with resources ensure that resources are closed. But here's the key difference. Try with resources automatically handles this, while finally requires you to manually manage the resource cleanup. All right, so when should you use which? Here's the breakdown. Use try with resources when you're working with classes that implement auto-closable or closable, like buffered reader, file input stream, etc. Why? Because it's cleaner, less error-prone, and the resource is automatically closed at the end of the try block. Use finally when you need to perform additional actions after the try block, beyond just closing a resource. For example, if you need to log something or maybe reset some state after an operation, then the finally block is your go-to.